Hello, welcome to highlights of the third and final stage of Itzulia Basque Country, the Donostia or San Sebastian stage. 113 kilometers awaited the riders, 1,838 meters of elevation, starting with the Jazzgebel, taking in the Chorutza climb, 2 intermediate sprints, and the Mendiz-Oroz climb. This should be the decisive stage of this year's race. We had a breakaway group of Sarah Martin of Movistar and Celia Lemuel of Ceratizit. They had gone into the stage with Sarah Martin 21 seconds down in 41st overall. For Celia Lemuel, though, 62nd at the beginning of the day, 7 minutes and 49 seconds down. So no threat on general classification. At this stage, Sarah Martin was the virtual leader on the road. At the beginning of the day, Misha Bredevold in the yellow jersey, having won 2 stages. And throughout the history of Itzulia Basque Country, no other team has ever won a stage or the general classification apart from the team of SD Works Pro Time. 7.3 kilometers to go as we headed towards the Mendiz-Oroz, the final climb of the day. The game was over for our breakaway duo, and Mavi Garcia taking over at the front. Demi Vollering was set up perfectly by her FDJ Suez teammates and a trio of leaders going clear. The defending champion, Vollering, with Antonia Niedermeyer of Canyon, SRAM and Mavi Garcia. The gap was growing to the yellow jersey of Misha Bredevold, who was just trying to limit her losses. Into the steep slopes of the Mendiz-Oroz, and Vollering attacked. Only Niedermeyer was able to go with her, and only momentarily. Those sucker punch attacks that are so famous of Demi Vollering's style of riding, eventually distancing the Canyon SRAM Zonda Crypto rider. It was then a straight time trial for Demi Vollering, as behind Misha Bredevold was having to do all of the riding on the chasing group behind. She was constantly flicking the elbow, looking for help, but she wasn't getting a lot of it. Through the Queen of the Mountains point, Vollering taking maximum points, and with that would also give her the Queen of the Mountains jersey. Antonia Niedermeyer was still in second place. As she went through the Queen of the Mountains point, she would eventually be caught by the group behind. At the bottom of the descent and heading towards the lower slopes and in towards San Sebastian, the gap was growing. Bredevold, though, was defending the yellow jersey with great honour, but Vollering, every second counts, in and out of every corner, shifting through the gears and constantly attacking and chasing the victory. Bredevold through the 2 kilometre to go point. She was on the front of the chasing group behind. She would know at this point that the yellow jersey and the general classification was riding away and up the road, and with it, Demi Vollering. Vollering won all 3 stages of this race in the first edition. She won 2 stages the year after and 1 last year, and ends the SD Works Pro Time dominance with a victory here for FDJ Suez, and with it went the general classification. Sarah Van Dam of Ceratizit, the young Canadian, took second ahead of Justine Gekira. Misha Bredevold crossing the line in that chasing group. She would go away with 2 stage wins and the points jersey. But what a commanding performance yet again from Demi Vollering. Demi Vollering takes the stage ahead of Sarah Van Dam and Justine Gekira. Muziek de Jong, Bredevold, Spratt, Niedermeyer, Garcia and Beamont, your top 10. Demi Vollering stands on the top step of the podium. It's a sight we have seen many times in Itzulia. This time, though, it's in different colours. Great day out for Demi Vollering. With her victory also came the victory in the Queen of the Mountains classification. And she pulls on that polka dot jersey. Morgan Coston had started the day in that polka dot jersey. Many riders chasing it. Vollering takes the win. Misha Bredevold goes away with 2 stage wins and the green jersey. What a great race it has been for the SD Works Pro Time rider. She takes it ahead of Sarah Van Dam. Demi Vollering up there in third. Vigi de Jong, Van der Vedder, Martin Hikida, Paladin and Cousins, your top 10 in the points classification. Demi Vollering takes the race overall, 48 seconds ahead of Misha Bredevold, and a great podium for Sarah Van Dam, just ahead of Justin Tejeda, De Jong, Spratt, Garcia, Niedermeyer, and Buzink and Meermont at the top 10. 1, 2, 3, Demi Vollering, Misha Bredevold, and Sarah Van Dam is your podium. We now head to Vuelta Burgos in the next race of our Spanish block.